In this older walk-up building in Yao Tse Mong, Milton Chan has finally grown used to his new unit. It's not much, but it will have to do. He lives in a subdivided flat that's been carved up into 18 wooden cubicles. They look like coffins, with each being no larger than a ping pong table. What would it be like to live in one of these tiny spaces? Milton is one of 220,000 Hong Kongers living in cramped and claustrophobic subdivided flats. Milton can only afford the smallest of places. In Hong Kong, living spaces are measured in square feet. Milton's unit is 15 square feet, which is only 1.4 square meters, barely enough to lie down in. With a bed and little else, the space still costs Milton 1,300 Hong Kong dollars a month, more than 1/5 of his monthly salary. It's so small that inmates at Hong Kong's Stanley Prison have more space. If you were to place Milton's unit in this prison cell, it would only take up 1/5 of the available space. With space limited, Milton has to store his things on hooks or on shelves that make the unit seem even smaller. Luckily, being in the bottom bunk means extra space for storage boxes underneath his mattress. 17 others live in stacked spaces in a flat that measures 400 square feet. A single air conditioner is used for ventilation, far from enough to air out the narrow corridors between units. Everyone here shares 2 toilets and a communal kitchen, kept clean by one of the tenants paid by the landlord. The wooden enclosures have sliding doors that offer some semblance of privacy from other tenants, but they do nothing to block out sound. Milton is often annoyed with the woman who lives above him, who plays loud videos late at night. But despite the poor conditions, Milton still prefers this unit to his last place, a cage home around the block. He moved out when his rent and utilities rose suddenly. By the end, Milton was paying close to 2,000 Hong Kong dollars a month. Not only was it more expensive, it was also a square foot smaller, with no space under his mattress. He ended up having to store things on his bed, giving him no space to fully extend his legs. Wire mesh was used as walls, which meant zero privacy. The layout of the place was similar to his current one, with 24 units. But in this flat, no one was paid to clean the facilities, so the 2 toilets and kitchen were nearly unusable. Milton's experiences represent the most notorious of Hong Kong's shoebox housing, brought about by being the most expensive property market in the world. A nano flat only slightly larger than the average parking space would cost you a few million Hong Kong dollars, at an average of 25,500 Hong Kong dollars per square foot. But why the outrageous costs? It's because there's not enough land to supply the city's population. Nearly 7.3 million according to the latest estimate. Only a quarter of the city is suitable for development. That's around a quarter the size of New York City, which has a population of 8.8 million. As a result, most of Hong Kong's poor have to live in flats that have been subdivided into smaller units like this. They're usually around 121 square feet and include a private toilet and a kitchen. But these flats often house an entire family. Vanessa and Bill live in this subdivided flat with their son and infant daughter, sharing 2 bunk beds among the 4 of them. The unit only provides 40 square feet per person if you exclude the baby. On top of that, large equipment like this fridge and washing machine end up taking up most of their living space. A decade ago, Bill's print shop went bankrupt, forcing the family to move out of their previous flat. He is still the sole breadwinner for the family, but only earns 10,000 Hong Kong dollars as a supermarket porter. Rent and utilities take up more than half their household income at close to 6,000 Hong Kong dollars a month. Vanessa stays at home to care for their 2 children, giving special attention to Dennis, who just started his first year at a public primary school. She's also in charge of cleaning and cooking. No one is allowed to use the bathroom when she cooks, because the odor can be smelled in the kitchen. She also only prepares steamed or boiled dishes, since the greasy smell of stir-fry would linger. The cramped space is closed in even further by a large cupboard, which had to be placed in front of their only window. Vanessa and Bill hope that they'll be able to move out before their kids grow up. Renting public housing would be their best option, being much more affordable at 2,500 Hong Kong dollars a month for nearly double the size of their current unit. But they have no idea when they'll get an offer. The average waiting time for public housing is 5.6 years, with close to 1/16 of waiting applicants receiving an offer between the summers of 2019 and 2020. The Hong Kong government has said that increasing the housing supply is a priority. The target is to end subdivided housing by 2049, but that's more than 2 decades away. So for those still waiting, Hong Kong offers a roof and bed, but little else.